Also supports workforce development. Our veterans who have bravely served our nation and now want to get involved in farming will have more support to do that, as well as support for underserved farmers. So we are at a point now where this title is open to amendment. Is there anyone that seeks recognition? Senator Chambliss.
Madam Chairman, Chairwoman, I would ask that my amendment number 17 be distributed, please.
Amendment number 17.
And I'll discuss it while it's being distributed. This is an amendment to the H-2A guest worker program for agricultural workers, and I highlight this, and I won't ask for a vote on it today. I'll withdraw the amendment, but I think it's of critical importance that we discuss this issue within the discussion of the Farm Bill, because everybody involved in agriculture is having the same problem all across America with respect to an agricultural workforce that we know to be legal, and the only guest worker program out there today is the H-2A program, which is which is very cumbersome, it's very expensive, and most of our farmers simply don't want to go through the hassle. Well, times have changed, and they've changed in a dramatic way. And whether you're farming specialty crops or whether you're running an agricultural business, you need to be able to depend on a quality supply of legal workers at your farm or at your ag place of business. We have crafted over a period of time what's called the Harvest Act. And basically what this does to H-2A is that it makes it more workable, more farmer-friendly. And it says that a farmer may bring in a supply of laborers from outside the country for a period of 10 months. They then have to go back for 2 months before they can come back into the country. They don't have to be here for 10 months. Most farmers under H-2A today bring workers in for 90 days, 120 days, whatever their particular need is, and then the workers have to go back. This allows them to stay in longer, and the reason for doing that is that today, dairy folks, for example, have a very difficult problem using H-2A. It just doesn't work for them. And while this doesn't do everything dairy farmers or landscape operators want to see done, it would allow even those farms and those businesses to take advantage of this, and through management of bringing folks in, they'd be able to have themselves covered for 12 months out of the year. I don't pretend to have all the answers to agricultural labor. I think this ought to be discussed on the floor at the time the bill comes to the floor, and I would intend to in all probability, bring this bill back up at that time. But the purpose of it, Madam Chairwoman, is just to bring to the attention of our colleagues who are not on the Ag Committee the real seriousness of this issue of a lack of labor supply. We're about, 60 days away from harvesting Vidalia onions in the central part of Georgia. And that commodity depends on workers who do the type of work that, frankly, most American workers don't want to do. You have to bend over, and you have to cut the onions, you have to dig them up, and that's just an example of one form of specialty crop farming in Georgia that relies very heavily on imported workers. My bill would allow folks to obviously come in a legal way, and our farmers would have less expense involved in getting those workers here, and at the end of the day, know that they have a quality supply of workers, that they're not using false documents or the other issues that our farmers currently run into. So, Madam Chair, I just bring it up with the intention of just making sure that this issue is highlighted, and I don't intend, as I say, to ask for a vote on it.
Well, thank you very much for bringing this up. Everywhere in Michigan that I go with our growers, I hear the same thing. I know this is a very serious issue, and while we don't have jurisdiction within the Agricultural Committee, this is